Hi friends, welcome to SGK English for a new video. Today let us learn figures of speech and poetic devices in the poem Photograph by Shirley Tolson. As you have studied the poem, I hope you know some of this, maybe all of these too. Anyhow, first let us discuss what is meant by figures of speech. See, there is literal meaning and figurative meaning. What is meant by figurative meaning? Apart from the literal meaning, that means word by word or letter meaning, word by word meaning, there will be a special meaning other than what is meant by literal meaning or word by word meaning. That is called figurative meaning. So some devices or methods explaining or showing or expressing that figurative meaning is called figures of speech. Whereas poetic device, see, devices that create, see, C-R-E-A-T-E, so create a rhythm, devices that create a rhythm. See, rhythm means a structure that creates a musical effect. See, you might have studied that is verse. What is meant by verse? Verse means the lines of a poem, scanning the meter of a verse. That means find out the structure of it. All these things will create a rhythm, rhyme and rhythm. So, the devices that create a rhythm to a poetic line is called a poetic device. So, it creates some rhythm, whereas it explains some figurative meaning. So, figures of speech and poetic devices that are used in the poem Photograph. Okay now. So if you have any doubts regarding, refer, all these things are there in your YouTube channel SGK English. Okay now. So before going into details, let me request you to subscribe if you have not and give me a like now itself, not at the end of the video, and also enable the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Okay, thank you. Come to the lesson. The first one is personification. You know what is personification? So, giving or adding human characteristics to inanimate things, even birds, animals, plants, etc. So, giving human characteristics to inanimate things known as personification. For example, the cardboard shows how it was. Now we have seen the first line itself, the cardboard shows. Okay, how it was. Cardboard cannot show, no? So it is a personification. It is introduced as a person. Okay, that is the first figure of speech. Next, alliteration. What is alliteration? Repetition of a consonant sound, not letter, sound at the beginning of a word. Is it called? It is called alliteration. Repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of a word or words. For example, what is that? My mother's. My mother's. See, my mother's hands stood still, smile. See, stood still, smile, still to smile. So, stood still, smile, smile, stood still, smile. So it is repeated at the beginning. See, consonant sound is repeated at the beginning of word or words. Two words or more than two. Okay, now a repetition is called alliteration. Then terribly transient, terribly transient, silence, silences. They are all examples of alliteration. Second one is alliteration. And now comes a transferred epithet. See, simply speaking, it is one quality is transferred. I mean, a quality or adjective is transferred from one noun to another one. Sorry, a quality is transferred from one noun to another one. Take a simple example. So, I had for example, sleepless night. Night is not sleepless. I was sleepless. Okay, na? So my quality of being sleepless is transferred to night. That is a simple example. Sleepless night. Okay. So here what is there? See, washed away their terribly transient feet. Feet is not transient, but the waves are transient. They would come and wash the feet. Okay, na? That quality of being transient is transferred to the feet of the children. So it is called a transferred epithet. Okay, na? So once refer all these things if you don't remember. Okay, you refer SGK English. All these figures of speech are there in separate videos. It may take only 5 to 10 minutes one video. Okay, once refer if you have any doubts, or you can ask me through the comment box. Okay. Next comes oxymoron. Do you know oxymoron? Compare it with what is that? Antithesis. Antithesis and oxymoron. So antithesis means opposite, ideas. Here opposite words. Oxymoron means two opposite words clubbed together. If it is an ideas, if it is some ideas, group of words, it is called antithesis. Okay, now, so labored ace. See, labored means doing something with much difficulty and all. Ace means comfort, doing something comfortably. So these are actually two opposite terms. Here, that in the poem, the context of the poem, you may remember that the ace that I go to was not that easy. It was very difficult for me to come to terms with my loss. See, that I lost my mother forever and forever. So labored ace. So they are opposite in meaning. Having opposite meaning clubbed together. So two words which have opposite meaning clubbed together is called oxymoron. If it is an idea, which means group of words, okay, now, so placed together is called antithesis. Okay, and here it is a rhyme scheme. Any poem will have a rhyme scheme. See, rhyming means what? The syllable, last syllable of every line, how it is repeated. For example, Shakespeare sonnet rhyme scheme will be A B A B, C D C D, E F E F, and G G. The first sound we will call it as A. Second sound B, A B. Again A comes, A B A B. Okay. Next one C, C D C D. So it's rhyme scheme. So the rhyme scheme of the poem photograph, it is free verse. See, free verse is also called open form, where the poet does not stick to any rules and regulations. No rhyme scheme, no rhythm, okay, no musical effect, so no such rules. So he writes from within. His ideas, emotions are simply overflowing without sticking to any form of a rhyme scheme or any method of writing. So for example, compare with the free verse and blank verse. Blank verse, even if there is no rhyme scheme, it will have the meter, iambic pentameter. Okay, na? So here it is a free verse in this poem, not even blank verse. There is no rhyme scheme, no rhythm, no structure. The poet writes from within, from his heart. His emotions are simply expressed, overflowing emotions expressed according to his will. There is a free verse without sticking to any rhyme scheme or any such rules. So the rhyme scheme is a free verse. So these are things I want to explain while telling figures of speech and poetic devices in the poem photograph. Thank you for watching. Meet you with another video. Goodbye.